Hello, everybody. We are back after our fun little trip to Charlotte. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. We met Ryan.
We're starting off with it.
Why not, right? Everybody watching this show knows Ryan. They kind of know what he's about. And I think Wessel and I have discussed this. He is as advertised.
Yeah, whatever you think he is,
he is.
In real life, he is.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
There's some very, very good stories about Ryan on the trip. My favorite one comes from Joe Gibbs Racing. We are there.
Joe Gibbs? I don't even remember what he said at Joe Gibbs.
Oh, but me and Mike caught it. I mean, me and Mike literally gave each other a side look and be like,
"Oh, wait! Never mind. I know what it is. It's the monster
story.
thing. Okay, yeah. I do remember.
You know what he said, and so we're there after it closed, right? And these very nice ladies, one of them very pregnant, the other one an older lady. They were both very nice. I bought a
giving
couple
us
things.
prices.
The shop closes at 5. It's about 5:10 at this point.
Yeah. They were very, very
helpful. We're trying to get out of there.
And they literally opened the door for us 5 till 5, by the way.
Which they couldn't have done easily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they're very nice, very accommodating, which I will be appreciative of. But when we were walking out, the old lady's like, feel free to take a free Monster out of the fridge if you'd like. I don't know which ones we have left. And, okay, thank you. I go, oh, thanks. And being nice. I don't drink Monster, but I'm going to be polite because it's a nice offer.
I took one. And I don't like the damn thing.
Yeah, I took one. It was good. I got a good one.
It was good.
And then Ryan goes, you don't have to worry about me. I don't drink those. And the lady goes, okay.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Okay.
That's basically what she literally said.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well then.
So we all look at each other and start laughing. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, Ryan, you could have said thanks.
Oh, thanks.
And not taken one. You don't need to say I don't I don't drink those. The lady doesn't care. She doesn't care if you drink Monster or not. She's trying to offer you a free drink and be nice. Anything else with Ryan that we like? Ryan, he made the trip a lot.
He met a brother.
Fun.
We're the only two that caught that.
Oh my god! Well, no, because I was while he was doing that, I was
that
laughing at him for doing something else stupid. He did a back-to-back dumb thing there.
Yeah,
we just got done at K1 Speed. We all got our K1.
Which we all have our merch on. Please sponsor us. It was all free. Very nice. Good place.
Thank you, Spencer. No, so Ryan left his hoodie, at the tables there by the track. His dumb Ohio State hoodie. So I grabbed it, and I wasn't gonna tell him. I was just gonna make him think that he lost it there and forgot it.
Yeah.
As we're getting to the door, about to leave, he turns around and goes, "Oh, I forgot my hoodie," and then I had it in my hand. He goes, "Oh, you have it," and then turns around and walks away. It's like, Ryan, come get your fucking hoodie for me. I'm not. I was carrying it because it was funny that you didn't know that I have it, but I have it, and you're not gonna come get it. It's your hoodie. Come take it. I'm not gonna lug your shit around.
Yeah. There was an African American feller at the door that opens it, and he goes, "What's up, guys?" And Ryan goes, "Hey there, brother." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
No. The dude literally said, "I'm sorry," or "Hey, thanks, brother." And Ryan literally goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, brother," or something like that.
He said, "Hey there, brother." Hey there, brother. Yeah. And we all are like, "Oh, fuck." This guy's not serious. Not a legitimate human. Any else? Oh, you have a TSA story about?
There's a Ryan TSA story. Come on, Sal.
We're going through TSA to come back, and his backpack goes off, right? Gets pulled to the side. They have to check it. So the lady asks him, "Do you have anything sharp in here?" "No, I don't think so." Okay. And so then he's telling me and her, like, I think my hat might have sent it off. Or like, I'm like, that's weird. None of my hats have ever taken it off. So he does his old thing. The lady, first pocket she opens up, brings out like a bottle this big of body wash. And she's like, oh, well, this is what took it, like what made the machine go off. You can only take 8 ounces. To which Ryan's like, is it over 8 ounces? Yeah, you're over 8 ounces by quite a bit. What do you want to do with it? Do you have a checked bag or anything? No, I don't. Do you want to go get your bag checked? Nah, just toss it. So,
at that point, I'd have tossed it too.
So they kept.
Yeah, but just repeated questions and the whole deal about it being 8 ounces. Like, oh, it's not like she wouldn't point this out.
Did he buy that at Walmart, or did he get by with it the first plane? He
bought it at Walmart.
He got it at Walmart when I think it was when me, him, and Miranda went to Walmart. He got it.
That's another story to tell.
Can you tell that story?
Yeah, that Wetzel's got.
There's another Walmart story. Okay, yeah.
I'll kick it off because we're going to Hendrick.
Sal, where had we left? We went to
Zaxby's,
right? But where were we coming from Zaxby's? Was it from SHR?
Penske.
We were coming from Penske. And then we stopped at Zaxby's, got some food.
Wessel and Miranda's getting theirs to go while the rest of us.
Yeah, me and Miranda were getting ours to go because we were going to go jump in line. Ryan Blaney was doing a signing and meet and greet at Walmart. So we were going to go there. And then we were like in the car about to pull out. And then I see Tegan run out the door, so I rolled my window down. He's like, hey, Ryan was wanting to go too. I was like, okay, well, should have said something because we were about to leave. So we sat there and waited for him, and we went, right? So everybody else went to Hendrick Motorsports. And while we were sitting at Walmart, like, we get there, and he just, like... It's like, I'm going to go in and grab a drink. I was like, okay. So we got to the back of the line, and then the people in the line told us that you got to get a wristband up front at the tents and then come back to the line. So we did that. We came back. Ryan comes out. I was like, hey, Ryan, you got to go get a wristband up at the tent, and then you can just come back here. And he's like... Oh, it's fine. I'll just wander around. And then he drops his Pepsi that he bought, and it just bounces off the fucking concrete. He grabs it and like tries to open it, and all the people around us is like, "Whoa, you better go over there and try to open that," or I wouldn't try opening that. He walks over about 5 feet and then tries to open it and starts spewing everywhere. Of course,
he was thirsty. It was very hot.
and then he just wanders off for like 30 minutes. We did not see this kid. He just like
going buy body wash.
And then we finally saw him like because they had the line like right outside, just running in front of the front door. Kind of a weird place because we were just blocking the front door in front of people that were trying to get in and out. And he's just like sitting in there at the door, just watching the line. And then there was some dude he started talking to. Apparently, they're in there too.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go, Ryan.
And then and then there was at one point some old lady I think had passed out up front at the line. I guess dehydration or some shit. So they had like medics and stuff come out. Ryan started coming down the line.
Ryan Blaney.
Well, Ryan Blaney started coming down the line, like signing stuff to kind of help the process move a little quicker. And then like our Ryan is just sitting.
Our Ryan
at the there's 2 Ryans in this situation. Yeah. And then like our Ryan, it still sounds weird. He's just like standing around on the curb, like not in line, but next to the line, following us, and is just like watching the whole time. And then another guy, like they still had extra wristbands. So as we were getting closer to the tent, the guy came down the line and was like, "Hey, we have extra wristbands for anybody in the line that doesn't have one." And I was like, "Hey, Ryan, he's got wristbands if you want to grab one." He's like, "No, I'm fine. I don't have anything for him to sign." Like, well, Ryan, he's going to give you something to sign if it's still what you want to do. Like, no, I don't know. He just really didn't want to go to Hendrick, I guess. He'd rather wander in the fucking...
He's not a Ryan Blaney fan either, apparently.
Well, the thing is that on the ride up there, he was like, yeah, I'd rather go see Ryan Blaney than go to Hendrick Motorsports. And then he didn't see Ryan Blaney. It's like, what are you doing?
There's not a spite to Hendrick.
This guy would rather wander around a Walmart parking lot in like 86-degree heat for an hour and a half
than to do either one.
then do either one. Apparently, yeah.
It just
I
doesn't
don't
make
know.
much sense.
The kid was so weird.
And when we kept asking him about it, the only thing he kept repeating was, "I just didn't want to see Hendrick."
Yeah, like what is the deal?
I would
with
have liked
that?
to have gone to Hendrick, but this the timing wasn't gonna work out.
Yeah. Hey Wessel, your girlfriend Miranda joined us on the trip. Can you please get us over here to give her thoughts on Ryan?
She's playing Minecraft.
Yes,
It's your time to give. It's time to give your thoughts on Ryan.
we've got a new segment.
My thoughts on Ryan.
Yeah, your thoughts on Ryan Parsons.
Very interesting. Kid.
Hold on.
Oh, God, don't
Hold on.
throw
No,
me.
we can hear her pretty good.
Can you? Here, I'll turn it up.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Very interesting kid. Definitely was not a boring trip with Ryan.
That's a great way to describe it, I think.
He
That
gave
was
us a lot
10
of
words.
highlights.
A lot of
We did
lowlights
have-
too.
No,
Ryan was full of highlights and lowlights that whole trip.
It was.
He's a lightweight. Dude fell asleep on us a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was badgering poor Sal about their airport plans the night before. He kept asking him the same.
We're
goddamn
sitting
question.
in the rain delay. Yeah, and he's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he is what 20. Probably ain't been on a lot of flights by himself. That's probably his first flight.
That's
by
probably his
himself.
first trip out of state. by
And,
himself.
and
Yeah.
Sal is an experienced
Yes.
border jumper, so talk to the guy. Talk to the guy. He knows all about getting on those
Sal
planes.
getting to meet his favorite driver was pretty all time.
Yes.
Ryan Pearson.
I
Sal
think-
hating each other.
Put
I
it up on
think-
the big screen.
No.
Oh,
Sure.
I mean, I have the picture on my phone. Did you get it, Mike?
If you can send it to me, I
I
can
will send it
save
to
it,
you.
and then I
I've
think
got it
I
on
can
mine
import
too,
it
so
into here.
that's one picture I made sure to get. I just wish I'd
Uh-huh.
got Mike's.
I pressured
reaction
Sal
when
into
he
doing it.
walked
I was
in.
like, Sal, why don't you take a picture of him? And I said it right in front of Ryan
The
Priest.
dude didn't think he was going to Stuart Haas, and he gets in the car at the airport, and Miranda just hands him a bracelet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who I had talked to. I think it was Ryan or Tegan. They're like, yeah, like as soon as you get here, we're going to Stuart Haas. And I'm like, oh, okay, like yeah, that'd be cool to see, right? And then I get in the car, and I think Tegan said, we're on our way to meet your favorite driver. And I'm like, oh, you're funny. Then Miranda passes me the towel and the bracelet, and I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, what's the bottom of the towel too?
Yeah. Bought him a towel so he could have something get signed by all of them.
Which, by the way, is going to be a good thing to have
Yeah, now that they're shutting
after
down.
today's news. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's a great point. We'll get to that in a minute. Let me see if I can. Yeah, here we go. This should work.
No, we never took a group photo. I forgot about that.
He looks.
Here it is.
He looks like he's fucking stoked to be there. He's
These
jocked.
are two jocked up fellas right here. These are two jocked up fellas, two racers,
No,
right?
my God, had a tattoo. How did I miss that when we were in the bed?
Look
I'll
at
have
these
to get a
two.
closer look next
He
time.
looks happier than you do. He probably was.
He probably done heard the legend of the Migo Sal.
He's jocked up, and then you're a little bit.
This is about the time he sees Mike coming in. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, Mike walked
Yeah,
in.
Mike walked in at
This was the
exact
moment that we met Mike right here when Sal's
It was-
getting a picture with Ryan Priest.
awesome to see that as the first thing when I walked in was seeing that. Did you make sure the towel was clean before taking it, Sal? Yeah, he was telling me that Tegan was in the bathroom with it, and then he just had to go get signed from everybody else. So
It's got some extra signatures on it. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it. Just
Lord
don't
knows
take
where-
it. Don't take it to a black light.
just DNA signatures, right?
Yeah, in case you need to make it. In case we ever want a Sal Tegan baby.
Oh my lord, that would be something right there. I don't know if that's exactly how biology works.
Chalupa.
A chalupa is crazy. But yeah, well, I mean, we can recap our trip a little bit. So we started off, y'all were at SHR. Bradley and I met all y'all there. It was nice to see SHR before the liquidation.
Before Overstock took it over.
Yeah,
Literally.
that's insane that they're going to sponsor 3 cars this week. Then we went to Penske.
I mean, we
which was
saw
really
a couple
cool.
of them in their shop back there.
Yeah, we literally saw
That was their
Priest,
cars on
and
there.
we thought it was weird
That's
because that's be the first time it's on the car. So
Yeah.
they were working on the the next car.
I didn't know that.
While we were in there.
But we went to Penske, which was really cool. They have a cool team shops, like the shell stuff in there was really cool. And then, of course, the little catwalk thing they've got going on is pretty sweet. Then we hit
I think
Zaxby's.
they got a good thing. I think 2311 has something kind of similar to that. You don't get to walk all the way down, but you can like kind of walk up and see their shop floor.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
you know, there was only like
Everything's in the front
2
anyway.
cars. There's only 2 cars in there because they had already loaded everything up for and taken it to Charlotte. But
And it's a totally new shop too.
New building.
It literally opened.
their hours
the day
were weird
before
this
we
week.
were
That was a strange way to
Yeah.
get in there.
there. And then we went to Zaxby's, which was, sorry guys, mediocre chicken.
You eat like a fucking bird.
It's
What are you talking about?
This
it's
dude
better than
literally
King's.
picked at his
I would
face.
like to make the point that it is definitely better than King's.
I really liked the Bojangles sandwich I had. That was really
Bojangles
good stuff.
good. That's
I
been a
love
while since I've had
Bojangles.
chicken
Oh wait,
sandwich
but
from
there
Bojangles.
is one Ryan story that we're missing.
Oh, what do we got?
We can talk about it once we get to the mall.
Oh
Get to the
God.
The mall.
I was involved in that one.
Jeez Louise. We went to Zaxby's and then we went to Hendrick, which was really cool. Y'all can check out my Instagram.
The shop, the merchandise store / museum was really great. I was a little
It was cool
disappointed
for
in
me
the
because they had a lot of
thing.
Gordon and Chase stuff all
Yeah.
around.
Oh, I love the
So-
shop. The merchandise and the museum parts. They didn't have much going on in the actual
shop,
race
yeah.
shop.
Yeah. So that was really cool. Y'all can check out my Instagram to see some of the highlights of that. You know, I saw some really cool Gordon and Chase cars. So that's really all that matters for me. That's what I was most excited about. So we got that done. Really cool spot. I mean, understand why it's the pinnacle of NASCAR. Like, the property is massive.
Yeah.
There's probably 10, 15 buildings on the campus. They've got
They do other
fountains
different shit.
everywhere. It's just a really cool place.
I wish
They've
I
got
had,
Rock
I had made the
56
time
loaded.
to make a trip
to
out
get there.
to see
Yeah.
it.
They've got like a softball field. Like,
Yeah.
it's, yeah.
Fishing pond.
Yeah. There's
Or
a lot
lake.
going on there. And then we all reconvened because Wessel was over getting Blaney's autograph. We all reconvened at Concord Mills, the mall.
Oh wait, I think we're missing. Didn't we go to Alex Bowman Racing at some point too? ABR.
Well,
Oh,
they got there
or
before
Zaxby's,
we did.
yeah.
yeah, we
yeah.
pulled up and y'all had already.
There
Went in
wasn't
and came
much
out.
going on there.
Yeah. Kevin Hamlin was there working the desk. I mean, that's
Probably
good to
didn't
see, I guess.
socialize with him. Like, he didn't say like, "Hey, you're a spotter."
I'm not even sure if I'd have recognized him if I'd have walked in. I'm like, oh,
I have
that's
no
Kevin
idea what
Hamlin.
Kevin Hamlin looks like. Like
Don't
no
either.
clue.
I heard he had a tattoo sleeve, and then he did, so I could, narrow that down. But we did that, and that was cool. Bradley got a signed die cast for a good price and whatnot. Then we all reconvened at Concord Mills, which, if nobody's been to that area, that is a massive mall.
Yeah.
Like a
We
big
should know.
mall.
Fucking.
We walked in
huge.
circles.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Sorry.
We needed the
Yeah.
exercise.
Technically, if you went a few feet to the right, it would have been to the left. And
Oh, yes. You're
we
right.
went around a good amount of the mall to try to find Lionel. So we're at Lionel for a pretty long time, honestly. Looking at the
That was
same
really
stuff
dropping
over and over.
dropping
That's like-
diecast over here.
Was that really the only place that we like went in there? I'm pretty sure it was like.
Well, the man cave, but like their shit was super
yeah.
expensive. So I done a quick circle and I got the fuck out of there before somebody seen me. That shit was $70. That was like the cheapest shit they had in there.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh, they had those nice little
Those
Casey Mears
pictures,
portraits for
And
$10.
Harvick portraits on clearance. Yeah, it's something I can print off at home.
No, well, that would have been cool. I tried to
I
recommend
noticed
it
the
to you, and
second
you
time
shat
that
on me.
when we were showing Tegan, some of them were actually like falling out of the little like frame or whatever they
Sleeve.
had.
Little paper sleeve.
So we're at the Lionel store. We're all about to leave, and Ryan, I wasn't aware his phone was dead at this point, right?
I wasn't either till after.
But
His phone died at
Yes.
Walmart when he was wandering around.
he goes, "I'm gonna get a pretzel."
And apparently he had been talking since he landed about getting an on.
So I would like to point out that the times that he from Zaxby's to the Ryan Blaney meeting and then to the mall, he never once ever mentioned a pretzel like that entire ride. So I don't know where this came
Well,
from.
this is like right after Saxby's too, and he got the beast meal with like the three
He
of
got the
us.
big meal like I got. Yeah.
Yeah,
the-
he must not have liked
it's
it
like
mine or
4 or
something.
5 tenders, a chocolate bar, cheddar
2
bites,
bread
and
toast,
fries.
Texas
Yeah,
toast,
2 Texas toasts.
a drink.
It's a big ass meal.
And then he just wandered off, got lost trying to get a pretzel.
They didn't get lost. We left him. Like we get halfway out the down
Well,
the main
no,
hall
the thing
again,
is that
and somebody
there was-
goes, I go, where's Ryan? Oh, he went to go get a pretzel. I said, all right, we need to call him.
But the
Tell him
thing
we're
is
leaving.
that there's 2 Annie Ann's in this mall.
And then one
on both
closer back
ends.
to where we went.
He went to the furthest one away instead of the one that we were
Well,
walking
to be
by.
honest, though, the one furthest away from your entrance was the one closest to us at the time. It was literally just straight across from the Lionel store. So I had to backtrack to go find his ass. And all I'm sitting there thinking is, I'm looking for a child who does not have a charged phone, who's probably all wandering the mall already looking for us. We're just going to do circles looking for each other. I'm going to end up having to go to the front like a distraught parent, a dad, and say, I've lost my doggy, my kid. The dingo ate the baby. And lucky enough, here I see Ryan. I go in the line store, make sure he's not in there looking for us. And I pop back out. I see him done. He's got a cup of the pretzel bites, just big smile on his face, popping them in his mouth. I'm like, all right, Ryan, let's go.
Okay. And then that night we went to Hickory Motor Speedway, which was really cool.
That was fun.
I really enjoyed that. Fortunately, Chase Elliott blew up, so battling for the lead. I didn't hear this, but I guess y'all could hear it coming. I guess the car is hissing. Apparently, I didn't hear that.
The car
but
after the break, the first break, his car, you could literally hear it coming around. Every time he came around, it
must
was
have had that
like it was
baby tuned up.
turbocharged or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had that, and that was fun. Friday, we went to the Hall of Fame first, which was awesome.
There for about over 3 hours.
Yeah.
Which Harper
Really
ride it,
cool.
it took about 3-4 hours to get the good.
Yeah,
good
Glory
sense of
Road.
everything in it.
Glory Road was cool. And then all of this. What was this on the second floor? That was like the
simulators, and
That's where the actual Hall of Fame is.
where the Hall of Champions.
Lightning
is.
McQueen
Yeah.
was on the second floor.
Lightning was up there. Yeah, I got a photo of him.
The simulators, the pit crew,
The pit crew
challenge
thing. There's a couple
Let's go
fire
in the-
suits up there, like Ryan Blaney's championship
Bush's
fire
whole
suit was up
fire
there.
suit.
SVG, I think, was over there.
Yeah,
for the
SVG had his
Chicago.
fire suit up there from Chicago.
But the pit crew challenge, we were actually very close. It was me, Sal, and Bradley versus Tegan, Wessel, and Ryan. I messed up. I smacked my head into the side of the car. And
It was very
my hand.
close. What were we within, like 3/10 or? It was
Yeah,
less
I
than
think
that.
we had a
They
15.7.
did
Y'all had like a
3/10.
15.4 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was way close.
They made it way easy, though. That jack is not that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they gotta dumb it down because kids might do that. Ryan even tried it.
He did the jack, didn't he?
No, I didn't.
No, he did the
I made
gas
him do
on
the
ours.
gas. I made him do the
I was
gas
gonna
can.
try to give Ryan just the easiest task possible. I definitely was not giving him the pit gun.
Yeah. I had trouble at first, but then I got going. I couldn't get the tire.
Yeah, getting it off is tougher. Getting it on it was a lot easier.
Because I was waiting for it to engage to pull it out, but it
Mhm.
wasn't. It was weird. Then we did the simulator, which was a lot of fun. That was really cool. You could feel the feedback within your seat and in the wheel and stuff, which was really cool. And you're in an
And keep
actual
in mind, these
stock car.
simulators are not just sim rigs that you see
Yeah.
other people in iRacing do. These are
Give
full
me a damn
cars.
simulator like that. I'll do iRacing all fucking day. I'll quit my
Yeah.
damn job, become a little fat boy in my room.
Yeah, these were full cars. They had 16 of them, I think. No, 8.
8 of them with
but they
had
had
8 of them.
2 each car.
And then they had the car split in half with a divider where you can have one in the driver's seat and one in the passenger seat. So, no, it was really cool.
Wessel won the race. 9-4 lap time kings. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Sal was in the mud.
Done that multiple times actually over the weekend.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. MK sounds like the sim rigs was fun. Yeah, they were actually.
They were, yeah.
one of the highlights.
If the line
They were
wasn't so
funner
long,
than what I thought they was going to be. I thought it was going to be garbage, straight up trash. On them.
yeah,
a lot of
if
fun.
the line wasn't so long, I think we probably would have went through again.
We
but-
still made good time. Yeah, we made good
Yeah.
time in, but You only
The
get
line,
like
the
one,
line was moving quick because I mean, they're taking like.
16 people.
Well, I don't think
8
they were doing
minutes or 4
16. I
laps,
think they
whichever
were.
comes
I think they
first.
were taking like 14 at a time.
Yeah.
Or maybe 12 or something like that. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy with my lap time considering I'd never done that before. Tegan was really good too, and y'all and Wessel and Sal, y'all were able to do it like more consistently. Like you guys were able to put good laps
I
on every
think
lap.
yeah.
I
So
kind of had to
I got
build
spun
up
on
to
the
get to
start.
I think so. Like we had the little qualifying thing, and I think
That
me
was-
and
I
Sal
really
had.
had trouble.
That was
Yeah, I
not
think
good.
me and Sal had the.
Yeah.
That was a weird setup though. It was like on a little stool
Yeah, they had you like hunched
with
over
a screen that's
yeah.
too fucking high and this
Yeah.
like dumb little wheel. So
Yeah.
they had that. Me and Sal had the best laps on that because we were the two with a little bit of iRacing experience. And then we got into the race and y'all kind of figured it out.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed that. Of course, if I had the space, effort, time, money to do it, I would, but I don't have any of those. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun to do that at least once and say I did do iRacing. Then what did we do after that? I went to Junior Motorsports, which was a cool little spot. Not much going on there, but
You gotta take pictures of the shop, that's for damn sure. And with the door, I even went over there and was thought about sneaking a pic, and I seen one of the crew guys hiding behind the pit, a toolbox over there. I could see his eyes, and he just looked at me and went,
Wait, where was this? What?
Junior Motorsports.
Junior
And I'm
Motorsports.
like,
Oh, yeah.
and walked away. Because I thought about going,
Yeah, the whole. I don't understand that because none of the other shops had
No.
that.
See
It was
that.
only Junior Motorsports. You can't take.
Stuart
pictures
Haas
of. I
had
didn't
it,
like
if you were given the tour. But that
Inside
was
the
the first
shop. I get
shop that
that.
Junior Motorsports was the first shop where though
But
you walk out
also-
the door and they had it roped off. You
But
couldn't
like
take pictures
also
at
the
all.
thing with Stuart Haas though is that there's like you walk in the front door and there's big glass windows where you can see into the
Yeah.
whole shop and you can take pictures. So I don't.
You take
I
pictures
don't-
from a distance, but the most of their shit is done off away from the window a little bit.
Mhm.
Junior Motorsports, it's small enough when you walk out to the taped off area, you're actually pretty close to the cars. The zoom
Mhm.
can get a lot good information, I guess. And they had them from the back. See the back end first, that's where everything's at. So yeah, I guess I can see it, but we saw next week's car, I guess. That's about Junior Motorsports had the most cars out on the floor out of all the shops working on them. So
and then we went to Joe Gibbs, which was kind of not much going on there.
Joe Gibbs was
but-
kind of disappointing. There wasn't a whole lot going on there. It
their
was.
shop was big. I mean, their merchandise was kind
Yeah,
of
they had good merchandise. They had a nice shop.
it was pricey too.
Yeah.
A lot of sheet metal. Bradley was like jonesing.
We had
Over
Yeah,
there.
I was.
The dude was like
I
a
was sitting there
drag.
wondering. I was like they clearly had
So
the
were
most
you.
sheet metal out of everybody.
You were looking at
And
him
I can
like you
see
wanted to
why.
buy it.
That shit, they were charging a lot for that fucking sheet metal. Like I can
Okay,
understand
so the
why they were
hood-
sitting on a lot of it.
The hood
The
autograph.
Ty Gibbs signed
I
hood
can
was
see
1500.
1500.
Would you say 1600 or
1500
2600?
is what they wanted.
That's right. Yeah.
But just for like the I think it was either the side panel or the bumper. They wanted $800 for it, and not autograph.
To be
That's what
fair, though,
Bradley
they
was
wanted
looking at.
800 for that Ty Gibbs one because it was from the Daytona 500.
That like they
Yeah.
had some sheet metal at Junior Motorsports, and like I think I did see one piece that was
They
signed.
did
I
some
think
pretty
it
good
was
deals.
yeah, theirs wasn't too bad. It was like $100,
Yeah.
and it was signed, and it was like basically the back tail light pieces.
I
like
was coming
those
back with a
quarters of
Harvick
those bumpers and
windshield
stuff.
if Stuart Haas had it. I didn't care if it
Yeah.
had to ride in the back seat with me.
That was the only
Bradley
place I
was-
noticed that had windshields was SHR. They had
Yeah.
windshields,
And
and
they
they
had
only
Briscoe
had
and
Priest
somebody
Briscoe.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bradley was trying to buy
Junior-
everything that was ridiculously
Bradley got the
large.
autographed helmet though. from
Bradley,
Junior Motorsports.
do we have like an estimated total of how much money Bradley spent at the shops down there? It was.
I didn't do
fucking
much
crazy.
better, but
If he's watching, I've done pretty good. I can say so.
I would.
I spent
I
a
don't
good
know
amount of
driver.
money.
I would say close to about 600-700, probably more.
That's not counting your tickets and your stay, right?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about just at the shops of what he
Just
spent. It was-
merchandise,
it
yeah.
was probably
I'd
around
say
that.
like I spent a
I
similar
think I spent
amount.
80
but
at Stuart Haas.
like food was a big part of it for me, and then I got to pay for
That's the racetrack.
paid for parking at a couple places, and then Hickory tickets and Xfinity tickets.
The only place that I
and-
really spent a whole lot of money at was like I spent like 150 at Penske. And I bought a couple diecast at. No, I only bought one diecast at Junior Motorsports. I got the
Late model.
that black and gold gold
Yeah,
late
Bass
model
Pro.
Bass Pro car. and that was like 75, 60. I think it was 65.
Yeah.
But that was
Good
all I
deal,
spent
by the
there.
way.
I spent over
Yeah,
200
it was.
bucks at Hendrick.
They had that same car at the Hall of Fame, and it was like 75 there.
90. No,
Or,
it
yeah,
was more than
90.
that. It was
Yeah,
80.
it was the Hall of Fame shit was also expensive. That's why I didn't really get much there.
Marked up.
Yeah, I spent probably about over 200 bucks at Hendrick, and then at the track I bought one of them. At the track I
Dude had
bought
3
one of
hats
them.
in his hand.
The track I bought one of them European cut shirts.
European
and that was
cuts. Oh yeah, that was
the
another
European-
thing. Was another $40 on the
100
shirt at
bucks,
the hauler.
which they were very nice to you about letting you go bring that back. Shout out to them.
I got 2
Yeah,
colors
I
of
bought it,
Raleigh
and this
Raleigh
is when we were
hats.
there for the Xfinity race. I bought
Yeah.
it, and then I walked behind their haulers to change shirts real quick. Realized it was too big, changed back, and then took it up to the
What
haulers like,
size
"Hey,
did you
this
get?
is." I got an extra large. Usually, I can get extra larges because a lot of times they'll shrink down, but this one was 100%
won't.
polyester, and so
Yeah.
it's not going to shrink.
Yeah.
So
I kind of want like a European cut type shirt.
it wasn't. It
One of
was
them.
not a European cut type shirt. No.
All right.
So yeah, I took it back up there, and they let me swap it down size. So that was very kind of them.
But what did we do? The rest of Friday, we went to Gibbs, and then I think we went back. Where did we went to? I think we hung out at the house for a little bit, and then we went to K1. First race was a lot of fun.
Me and Mike on top again.
We were. Sal
That
had
shitty
some-
car
right by
both
left.
races.
we were catching Sal before he had his stoppages, but,
Meltdown.
and he spun too.
He spun in the second one.
Ryan spun.
He spun in the first. Sal spun in
Ryan
the
self
first one.
spun.
I spun in the first one. It wasn't really a spin. It was
Oh.
like it drifted too much, and it
Yeah.
had me pointing wrong.
Yeah, that sounds like a spin. So first race, Tegan and I won 2. Second race, I think Bradley won. Bradley had a ridiculous.
Bradley had the best car. Like that
Yeah.
cart was out. Everybody else got shitty carts compared to what they had, except for Bradley.
You were passing
who
me
got
on the
10 times better.
straightaway, like
Yeah.
straight up.
I had,
I
it-
couldn't
I
do
had, I had,
nothing
I think I had the
else.
shittiest cart both races, so it was not fun.
Yeah.
I think it didn't help when you and Bradley both went complaining about we want better carts. So they gave us the shittiest fucking row the next time. They said, we'll show them fuckers.
Yeah.
And we never
Dickheads.
won, but
not
Bradley
going
got
to
shitty
K1
carts.
speed anymore.
And
Should have gone to
then
track house.
Sal.
I bet they keep their shit up.
Sal was injured in the second race.
I was. I got up the next day sore as hell on my shoulders. I'm like, God damn, those little carts take a punch to them, don't they?
And it was my fault.
It
You wanna
was.
There's a few
tell
of us thought
that
we were
one?
going to get our ass whooped after that race.
You want to tell that story, Sal?
So the first race, it was just us 7. No
Yeah.
one else was in our. So we could tell like when others were faster, pulling us aside, all that stuff. Shout out Miranda. She
She did a
Great.
great job with that.
Pull it out of the way. Very,
I
very
think she
good.
looked beside her more than she looked forward, from what I can tell.
so that was fun on the first one. Kind of all agreed. The first one would be to get our feet wet in it. Second race, we had a couple
Two
Oh,
that
more,
was
yeah.
in the race with us.
But
And-
keep in mind that she was pulling out of the way because she said that she was scared of us. Like, I think that was something that she said at one point.
Yeah.
so
Well, you said I was going to stay the hell out of your way.
Yeah, she knew that we were going to be aggressive as
What
fuck,
the hell
so
out
she
of
was
the
getting
way?
out of the way.
So the people at K1 tell you right away, if you see a blue flag, it means someone is coming
Get out
up
of the way.
behind you. Get out of the way. They're faster. Just listen to us. So this dude
Wasn't doing that.
wasn't doing that. And then he would block you to the preferred racing line. And that Tegan and Mike were catching me. But they caught me a lot quicker because of him. So then Tegan passed me and I let him have at the dude. He made a quick work of him, moved him out of the way.
Dude, put us both in the guardrail.
Dude pointed at Tegan afterwards like he was going to do something.
And I just kept trucking.
And then Mike's behind me. Mike gives me a bump. I'm like, I'm gonna get out of this dude's way because I don't.
I didn't think you were going to be aggressive enough to get by this guy. as respectfully as possible. I know how you are.
Bradley wasn't either. I actually got by both of them because of this dude.
Yeah.
So then I let Mike get in front of me. I'm like, Mike's gonna overdo it. He's gonna do something to this guy, and we'll both be able to get out of this clean. Like, I got no problem with it. So Mike gets behind him, and for a full lap probably is doing nothing but bumping this dude out of the way. And the dude just keeps like looking back, trying to see
Trying to
who
block
it is.
me.
Because at one point he kept looking back, but Mike was like perfectly behind him, so you couldn't see Mike even like that.
Yeah.
And so going into one of the corners, Mike full on sent this guy.
Well, you have to go to the part before where I like went to the outside of him to get a run to get under
That's
him
right, yeah.
to pass him, and I got under him, and he just forced me into the wall whenever I was under him.
Yeah.
I tried to wreck him right there, it didn't work, and then.
So then that takes us to him. Mike just wasn't gonna live. So
it's a very sharp hairpin.
He completely leaves the throttle on, hits the dude. The guy does like a half spin. And I try slamming on the brake. My cart does not stop. And I go head first into this guy. And it just pulls me forward like that. And I'm like, oh, man.
Why didn't you point at him?
So then, yeah, that was the rest of that. I was just kind of cruising around like, how much longer are they going to keep us in these death traps?
I was ready to get out.
You kind of understood why I got a little angry, though, right?
It was annoying, yeah.
Like the guy was not getting out of my way.
I didn't stay behind him too long. I took an
I didn't either.
I fucking took it, and we both slammed head first, nose first into the guardrail loud enough that it actually slowed our cart down. I think they might have actually hit a button for a split second. We all slowed down a little bit because that's how hard I hit his ass.
Well, I was trying to take it on like pass him normally, and he just like I was fully beside him, and then he put me into the guardrail. So then the next like that hair.
There was also that other girl though. Was she with him?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. She was in the way. She got in my way. And goddamn, I finally got around.
I think I might have passed her once.
I passed her on the outside of a hairpin. That's how fucking slow she was going.
I'd rather be slow that way than you pass him. This dude was literally taking the racing groove just enough that you could not get by his ass.
And he was slow, but wasn't slow enough where you could pass him on the outside.
On the outside.
So I tried to, and I mean I got beside him and he put me in the wall.
There was one.
That hairpin is the sharpest like corner on the track, and I just went
skid the tires every time we go through it.
Probably
that one on the right side of it.
I was wheeling that thing the first race and sliding all around.
Yeah, both of us were.
Yeah. What were you saying, Sal?
There was one point where whenever you get like, I guess it'd be the back straightaway.
Yeah,
the long straightaway.
There was a point where I thought Mike and I were gonna make like the biggest hang your dick moment at that place because he like went towards the middle, and me and Mike had gotten through the little corners there just enough to where we were like on his ass, and I had the full intent of going 3 wide.
Yeah,
and then I think Mike tried going one way, so he like cut him off. Then he came back down and cut me off, and I was like, "Oh, there goes that."
Yeah, the guy was an idiot.
The dude got out of the cart and was talking about us too. He was ready. If he hadn't realized there was 5 or 6 guys in one group, he probably would have tried to fight us. But he got his ass whooped pretty quick.
I was ready to go, dude. I was looking for one with him. I'm little son of a bitch running clear down the infield. I'm gonna bust his ass. Then we saw the end of the truck race out there. Hey, Salvador Spala, your buddy Monster Toe says hi.
Hell yeah, Monster.
Then Saturday we went 23:11 in the morning, RCR Museum, which was really cool. And then we got to see old Clyde win the Xfinity race, baby. I was pretty jocked up for that one. That was a really good race too, I thought. The Xfinity race. We were so close; it was very loud.
We were second row. We were on the second row of the Xfinity race. It was.
I did flip Austin Hill double bird after.
Yeah, I think we all did.
I had the first one, like coming down the front stretch immediately after, and I gave the good like follow the car with it. I hit it pretty hard, and I wasn't mad. I don't give a fuck about Cole Custer, but old Clyde was
That was some
taking
pretty
the lead
fucked
at that.
shit, though.
Chase was taking the lead and pulled away at that point. So I was like, if this costs Chase the race, I'm gonna be so bad at this fucking fat son of a bitch. Robbing me of seeing Chase let it win, but I never worry about that. Chase got a good restart, and he went and won the race. So that was probably the highlight of the weekend for me, or the little stay there. After that,
I would say if it wasn't for his fresh tires on Brandon Jones, he might have been able to
Brandon
get
Jones,
to him. He was kind of giving him a little bit of a fight.
I was getting nervous because of Brandon Jones, which I never thought I'd say.
And he was on older tires than Chase too.
Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah. What did we do after that? We
went home and had a lecture.
Yeah, that's right.
We did have a lecture at home that night. I won't go any further.
Miranda with all the
We'll go further into it.
Yeah,
the backstories and shit.
Miranda understood the lore of our group after. So that was interesting. Then Sunday morning, get up, watch Monaco. It sucked, but shout out to Leclerc.
I went
And
to
then,
that.
Yeah.
Is that where you went?
Yeah, he went.
I went downstairs. I went back to got to bed.
He went to the nap.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. I'm in for the Coke 600, not this bullshit.
And then we get to the title of the show, Mother Nature versus Motorsports. We have the Indy 500, which gets delayed, which basically leads to Kyle Larson having to make a decision. Do I go for the Indy 500 and sacrifice a portion of the Coke 600, or do I abandon this big project that there's a lot of money into? And he chose IndyCar, rightfully so. There's a debate about the waiver for him right now. I don't think it should be a debate. We've given waiver for more ridiculous circumstances before.
I just think it's a
don't
drag
see
out.
any reason. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't get a waiver. Indy 500 was fun though. We got to catch it at the track while we were there because it went off coinciding with while we were waiting. While we were waiting for the race, and then towards the first, I'd say 100 laps of the race, IndyCar is still going. Justin Newgarden goes back-to-back with a last lap pass on Pato O'Ward. Great move from Newgarden. Heartbreaker from O'Ward. I'd say the reaction by the Indianapolis crowd was a bit subdued for Newgarden this year compared to last year because Pato O'Ward is such a fan favorite, and that crowd was pretty firmly behind Pato for that win, and so was our guy Sal down there. Was very, very bummed out there at the track after that happened.
I think it took me like 5 laps to like fully take. I was just like staring off into the. Yeah.
It was a good race. Everything I saw though, like it seemed pretty exciting. I've heard good.
It was unfortunate, Larson got a speeding penalty on pit road and kind of took.
And then them at the track trying to make it seem like he was.
Yeah, he had stayed out. He had stayed out long enough to where he'd cycled to the lead.
Yeah.
And then they announced at the track.
Said over the PA, like, with 18 laps to go at the Indianapolis 500, your leader is Kyle Larson.
So of course, I got a big pop out of the crowd, even though he was like the only car out that hadn't pitted.
And I yelled, like, he needs to pit. He hasn't pitted yet. He finished 18th. Fucking dumb fuck. Donald Trump was there. Fuck him.
Also quite a crowd pop.
Yeah, unfortunately. Big problem we got right now. But you see he was saluting when they were playing Amazing Grace?
The backpack, yes.
That's you don't. That's amazing.
Blood American.
Well, I know a lot about Amazing Grace. It's a great song. And look here, there's Richard Childress.
Him sitting in Austin Dillon's pit box for.
Do you think he knew the difference between Richard Petty and Richard Childress?
I mean,
there's a lot of Richards here.
Yeah, look at these two great Richards. These are two greats of the sport. You've got Richard Petty, the king. He's a great guy. He fired Bubba Wallace, which I like. And we've got Richard Childress. He's an old man.
He did not fire Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace left.
No, he didn't. That's probably what Trump would say.
He fired Bubba Wallace.
He died like a dog. But fuck that guy. Kind of ruined part of my night. Motorcade was cool though. Seeing that site was cool.
doing
Well,
laps
You know,
inside the
the
racetrack,
funny
even though he
thing
wasn't
about
in
the
it.
motorcade,
That
though,
was so
is that they
stupid.
usually try to line up a bunch of cars that look exactly the same because you're not supposed to like know which
Know
Know
car
which
one
one
is
he's
in.
in.
It was very obvious which car he was in. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't very hidden.
Then the race happened, and it was a pretty good race, I thought. You know, it wasn't the
It was
bangers
alright.
that the Coke
It definitely
600
wasn't as good as
were
last
the
year, I
last
think.
2
And I
years.
am
I think we would have
Not last
been
year,
in
but-
for a good show if the whole race had gone in. I mean, we had over
I agree.
140 something laps to go. People were saving their shit.
Yeah.
You saw like Keselowski start to come on as the race went on. Christopher Bell
Kenny
seemed like the only
Hamlin.
car that could actually pull away. But
Christopher Bell definitely had
unfortunately-
like a really good long run car. 100%.
I think Reddick.
I mean, it was good short and long run, but
Reddick was the fastest
Byron
car on
looked
the
like he
track in
had-
the first run, and he was literally running last.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that
he was in
funny.
the front too. Like it's just
Yeah.
because he had the clean air. You know, he had done the pass through and then just happened to cycle out in front of Ty Gibbs.
What about Byron?
Byron, he had a really good short run car there for a while, but
Yeah.
it kind of fell off.
So
When
did
it got dark, his
Chastain.
car fell off.
Chastain had a good short run car, but as the long run went on, he would just die. I think both the Trackhouse cars had
Both
that problem.
Trackhouse cars were, yeah.
Timed out.
I would say both of the 2311 cars were definitely pretty
They were
good.
good on the long run.
Hmm.
Yeah. The race was fun. I mean, it was fun to watch it with y'all. And then we had the rain delay where we tried to hide from Ryan in the under the grandstands, and
He
He made a
got
friend.
he made a friend from Ohio.
yeah, he revealed that he's in weather discords.
I didn't know that.
He he had another incident
That's
with
news to me.
another strange interaction
Oh,
with
the garbage
with a
can.
man in a trash can.
Well, that wasn't his fault. The dude literally
No.
moved
Ryan
around the
made it
trash
weird.
can.
Hold on, Ryan made it weird.
Ryan
though.
made it tough to watch.
He made it-
though.
he made it
could've-
weird.
he
No,
could've
I mean
gone
the
about it
dude
better.
literally. Ryan was going to the front to put his shit in the garbage. The
You
dude
walk up
was
and
standing
say,
in front of him,
"Excuse
and then
me."
walked around it in front of Ryan the whole way around. And then another guy, an old man, comes over there and uses a leaning post. Who
Yeah.
leans on a fucking garbage can? People's got to throw their shit in that. So that's not on Ryan. That's on two old fuckers that were too damn drunk to know where the
Oh,
hell.
But
they were
like
at the
Ryan,
moment.
Ryan didn't say anything. He didn't help the
And
situation.
he walked
Like,
around to the
up there with
back
his
of it
trash
first.
and like looked
And
at
tried to
them
open it from the back.
Yeah, he tried to open it from opening it from the hinge side. He tried
And
to
the
open
guy
the trash
goes
can.
like, "Am I in your way?"
and the Ryan doesn't
Was
say anything.
leaning
He
on
just
it.
looks at him and then looks at the trash can, and then back up at him, and then back at the trash can. It's like Ryan.
Yeah, but he wasn't. That wasn't the weirdest interaction that we heard about that night. The dry shampoo.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get into that,
so-
this
Yeah.
Kevron says, "Do you think the Coke 600 and Indianapolis 500 should separate both races from racing the same day to attract more fans?" No. That being the biggest day in motorsports is a really cool thing. Having Monaco,
It's an easily made
F1's
doubleheader if you take
Yeah.
weather out of it.
exactly. So weather just perfectly
Follows
came
Kyle
to
Larson
mess
to the
up
fucking
all of
racetrack.
it. Yes. Dry shampoo.
So during the rain delay, we walked out. It had stopped raining for a little bit, so we had walked out to the stands to see if they had started getting the jet dryers back out.
I think everybody saw this but Mike.
And this lady was like having this conversation with this dude about, I don't even know how the fuck it started. I don't know.
He asked her
I guess he
what-
cut his long hair or
cut his
something.
hair or something like that.
Yeah. And she
Got
goes
kind of
like,
shampoo in it.
yeah, and she's like, well, I only shower once a week or
Well, no,
something
she didn't
like
say
that.
that. She said she washes her hair once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, she
Every
watched
two-
it. She's
Miranda heard it
weird.
better than I did. I make sure with her, but I'm pretty sure she said she only washes her hair every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I
Get
think.
Miranda over here.
Come on, tell us about the dry shampoo.
Oh, and the crackhead dude about the dry shampoo. Yeah, so we walked up. And this random lady's talking to this other random dude who I guess she had seen at a track or something before that,
Oh,
and he had very long
track
hair.
hookup.
I guess the last time she had seen him, so she's like, "Why'd you cut your hair?" And this guy's like, "Well, I guess it's always greasy and it's dirty all the time." She's like, "Just use dry shampoo." And he's like, "They make that?" And she's like, "Yeah, I don't wash my hair but every like 2 weeks, and I just put dry shampoo in it and go." And me and David looked at
We
each
all
other.
looked at each other and just walked.
Yeah,
off.
we all looked at each other like, what in the fuck?
This dude right here with the long hair is like, "That's not how you do it either. You wash it at
Ew.
least once or twice a week. At least
Yeah.
once or twice a week."
Yeah, so the race was fun. Y'all left that night or that next morning, technically. And then I
Yeah.
got up early
Got
enough
home
to
and left about 1 o'clock in the morning.
I got up early enough to see Ryan and
It
Sal
was
off.
after, but
Sal acknowledged I wasn't a morning person. Sal wouldn't talk to me for the first 10 minutes, so I was up.
Yeah, just let him do his thing. We'd be sitting in the living room together, but I'd be like, well, I'm a shower. So.
I'd have my like sleek white t-shirt on, my hair would all be a mess. I'd be like in the corner, kind of like with my arms crossed, like tired. I had just woken up. Ryan would yap, and then I'd be probably too mean to him at that point. But
you were pretty hard on him on the way home from the race. You threatened to throw his phone out the window.
I did threaten to throw his phone out the window. It was late.
I remember you telling me about this now. Yeah.
I was grumpy about how the race ended. I was trying to listen to music and just drive home. And
you were in a depressing mood because you literally had, I don't know, you treated it like it was a Sunday service. You had gospel on with Tyler Childers. So maybe you were just in a spiritual mood or something, and Ryan wasn't bombing.
Wasn't very spiritual when I said to Ryan.
The dude rolled down the window first. He said, Ryan, you see that window? If you don't shut that thing up, it's going out that window.
Yeah. Ryan's playing TikToks loudly in the back of my car. So I open the window. I see if he's going to say anything first. And then I say, Ryan. And he's like, what? And I say, that is where your phone is going to go if you keep playing goddamn TikToks loud in the back of my car. He goes, okay.
Me and Bradley should have just got our phone down and started playing shit loud, too. In solidarity.
None of us are getting home tonight. Anyway, fun trip. Really enjoyed that with y'all. We'll have to do it again. I don't know where, but somewhere.
It wasn't too hot on the way back, was it, Wessel?
Yeah, we had an incident on the way back. About 3:00 in the morning. I think both of those two are kind of asleep at this point. I don't see. So I had
sent a good time.
We were making decent time. I was not hauling ass. I was not like
doing 90 or 100.
No, I wasn't. No, I never at any point did I ever go over 85 on our way back. I think at this point I was probably doing like 80. I think. And we come up on this like long as fuck trail of blood, and I was like, oh shit. And then deer carcass in the middle of our fucking lane pops up in front of me. So I tried to swerve to not hit it, and it barely caught the right front of the bumper. So it fucked up the underpan on the car a little bit and had blood splattered all down the right side of the car. But it wasn't. When we got home, we got home at like 6 o'clock.
Not racist.
We got home at 6 o'clock, and I basically slept until about 9. And then we went out and got her car pressure washed and was trying to get all the deer jerky off.
Smell off of it.
There was some deer jerky on in the wheel well too.
Jeez.
We got it
waking up from a dead sleep from this, and I'm
awake. He's dead ass asleep.
I'm thinking Wessel is done, fell asleep at the fucking wheel. That's one of the thoughts I had in my mind before I dozed off. Please, God, do not let him fall asleep at the wheel. So I'm like, I'm looking behind us. I'm thinking we've hit another car. We've hit the
now, if I could have had my brights on, I probably would have seen it. But there was another car that was in front of us, and they had just moved over right before we got to that area. So I don't know if they had their brights on and saw it, but I didn't see it. I'm imagining that they probably had their brights on and saw it and moved over, but I didn't. So I did not have my brights on. I had my low beams on, and then when it popped up, it was too late.
I saw about 6 deer carcasses on the way back from Charlotte, and they were all luckily on the shoulder. So
this was literally dead center.
I saw a beheaded deer.
Yeah, there was either way I would have went. If I had gone towards the shoulder, it would have hit the left side. Like there was no way I was going to be able to avoid that.
Yeah, I saw a beheaded deer on the.
I think ours might have been beheaded too because we had a dash cam footage of it. And
after you
went back and watched it, and you can see a trail of blood, and then there's like one body part right here, and then more blood. And then the full carcass.
Yeah.
So I think that one little body part might have been a head. I'm not sure.
Man. So it was definitely a fun trip. I think that we covered it all. A lot of fun. Y'all saw a lot of the pictures in Discord. If anybody wants to see more pictures of anything, you can just message any of us, and we've got
Facebook, I've got over 500 in it. So
Yeah, I separated all my pictures into different albums, and I put it in like a Charlotte folder.
that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
I've only got about like 250 though.
I don't have that many. I have about 50,
I mean, I didn't get to
60.
go to Hendrick's. I don't have any pictures from Hendrick. I didn't take any pictures at Joe Gibbs because I mean, I didn't feel like there was anything worth taking pictures of there. Yeah.
And then let's cover the big news of the day today. Stuart Haas.
We are 55 minutes in. That was, I mean,
Oh shit!
Yeah, we were just chatting about our trip. There's a lot to talk about. It was a long time. SHR shutting down. Announced today. Tony Stewart was very emotional. It's kind of sad. I think his heart's not really in it anymore. Gene Haas is just. I don't
know if Gene Haas has ever
Takes way
been
too
in
much
I'll be
money
honest with you.
to. I think Gene Haas has been out for a while.
Uh-huh.
He might have been out of it before Tony Stewart, to be honest. We just didn't know it.
I think a big deal about it was they're probably losing Ford support after this year, or losing the amount of support that they were getting, because they were Ford's basically top team, I'd say, whenever they made their
Switched
last.
over.
Yeah. Them and Penske, I bet were on probably pretty equal pegging there. And then you lose Anheuser-Busch after last year.
And Smithfield.
And then Smithfield also, which Smithfield was basically a full anchor sponsor. They've sponsored about 30-something races of the year. It's a big, big deal to be gone. So kind of could see the writing on the wall with that they were either going to need to downsize. That was originally the thought, is that they would downsize, but the full shutdown is commencing. Briscoe, yeah, that's a pretty wide rumor now for the last couple of weeks that Wood Brothers might be the place for him. It makes some sense, I guess. I would think he'd outrun Harrison Burton. He'd probably outrun Austin Cindric too, considering that's basically a fourth Penske car. But Penske in general, we saw it there live. They are not what we're used to seeing.
They have their moments.
Blaney runs well here and there, but Joey and Cindric were struggling to crack the top 20 in that.
RFK it seems to have it figured out, and they're not sharing information. So
So Briscoe to Wood Brothers seems like that's pretty likely. He can probably have the Motorcraft sponsorship and also bring some races from Mahindra over. So that would be a good thing for Wood Brothers. And then you've got basically 5 other drivers that are currently jobless, and not to just cover the drivers.
6 of them, or 4 of the 6, have landing spots already.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming Precinct 1.
Yeah,
I would say out of all of them, I think Priest is the one that's
gonna get the short end of the stick.
That's gonna get the short end of the stick. Like out of all 6 of them, like including the the Xfinity drivers.
I would say the 2 Xfinity drivers are more likely to end up in Cup next year than Ryan Preece is.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I would argue that like both of them combined can both find Cup rides before I think Ryan Preece.
I think so. So, which we're talking about just the drivers, but this is a big deal. Like there are going to be hundreds of important
jobs
personnel.
lost. This is a big shop. Like it's a pretty, like we went in there. It's a pretty decent sized shop.
Go with the charters. Wherever the charters go, they're going to need more people, and I think that that's where they go.
I mean, I think
it'll
they'll
kind of be a spread.
Places to be. Yeah.
Every team is hiring people. Like it's a constant thing.
I think Stuart Haas building is going to be rebranded
into front row, most likely.
Yeah. Do we still think front row is going to get that? I imagine so. Even if there are only getting
charters, but it seems like they're only going to get one.
Well, if that new rumor about the limit, they may only be able to get one now.
Right.
What do you mean the limit?
The
rumor is that they're going to limit down to 3 charters.
Yeah, in the next charter.
Well, how are they going to do that with
Hendrick
with Joe
Gibbs? Grandfather. They're having 4.
Kind of like how Roush was when they went from 5 to 4, being able to own 5 teams or 4 teams.
But to me, though, that's just gives some kind of an unfair advantage. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Is it though? I mean, look at the money you got to spend on finding sponsorship. That's what kind of hurts Stuart Haas. I think 3 is the new magic number. It used to be 4 when you had these 2-car teams, like RCR went from 2 to 4 in one season. They struggled for a bit but they knew that's what it took to be a good team. Now I don't think it is anymore. Now I think 4 is stretching yourself too thin. So 3 may be the new magic number, and NASCAR limiting may help bring in potential new owners. like Pitbull, who's got money to put in it but don't want to own 4 fucking cars. So
Tegan and the rap group De La Soul agree that 3 is the magic number. That's an old 1990s rap song that I like. So that was a cool little word choice you used there. That could be the case for sure. The prevailing rumor currently is that 3 charters pretty much have landing spots right now of SHR's 4. Front row gets 1. People thought front row could even get 2. That's probably still possible, but it seems like it's going to be 1. I heard something last week that front row's dream is to be a 3-car team because they kind of wish they didn't sell that 36 charter a couple of years back that they had with Matt Tift going on.
Only because they could have sold it for a good price later. But I mean, I think they're going to get their money back because I think some of these are going to go cheap.
Yeah.
Except for that last one.
I don't think they're going to go
it's
as
gonna
cheap
be a
as
bidding
one
war.
that they sold for, though.
I think this last one that's not accounted for is going to be a high bidding war for it.
Yeah.
Because I think
there are 3 teams going for it.
I think I seen that they're starting the bidding off at 25.
That's probably just for the bottom, the 3 that's already accounted for. When you get those 3 sold and you sell them pretty quick and people know that they're gone, which probably people already know that they're gone, inside information is usually 95% correct. That last one's going to sell probably more than one of those did by itself. Or, 3 of them combined maybe.
Deal could always fall through because they technically can't sell anything off yet until the new charter deal.
No, it's true. No, I still think I think that new charter deal's coming. It's got to. They ain't got a choice.
So the 3 likely landing spots right now for them are front row, Trackhouse, and 2311, which all kind of make sense to me at least. You think maybe a Ford team could get that 4th one. RFK was the one I thought of, but Bob kind of said, no, that's not. They're not really.
And then Brad came out and tweeted something about it too.
I could use. I
think they're fine with 2.
Yeah, but I feel like
they're fast with 2.
Yeah, but a 3rd car, I think it'd be a really good thing for them to get a 3rd car with Chase Briscoe.
I don't know. I don't think Keselowski plans on being in that car much longer anyway. So whoever they've got in the pipeline will take over his car whenever he's.
What is the pipeline though? So what is the pipeline?
There is no pipeline. Ford don't have no pipeline.
Ford has no pipeline now because Stuart Haas, the Stuart Haas Xfinity team is now also gone.
Their pipeline, yeah.
That was the only good Ford team in the Xfinity series.
Well, they did.
The Siegs had decent cars.
But that's a 1 or 2 car team.
Our guy Sports Kid, who is in the sport, said today that it could be a 4-car Xfinity team.
They may absorb the Xfinity.
Sieg could take that on, which I think Ford would probably want because
throw money into it.
Yeah,
the dude's already kind of competitive, top 10, top 5, pushing it.
Almost.
I can imagine Texas. What he is.
Was about as close as you could have been.
Support.
Trackhouse 2311 makes sense.
Yeah.
Trackhouse makes the most sense. They have
2 drivers,
4 drivers, 2 charters. So, personally, I know you have a contract with Zane Smith. I think SVG should be the guy that is in one of the Cup cars next year at least.
I agree.
Because to me, he's shown improvement all year, and he didn't actually run that bad at the 600 and was making some gains. It just got penalized twice. But he's been doing a good job improving steadily in the Xfinity series.
I had saw where apparently there was an interview somewhere where somebody had talked to SVG about how his intentions are to be Cup racing full time next year. Now, there's the whole deal with him or Zane Smith in that, 3rd charter if they get that. And then there's also, Daniel Suarez still hasn't been renewed yet on his contract. Maybe that's still out there too.
But that seems like it's going to happen.
I feel like it's going to happen, yeah. But I don't know. It seems like they're going to have 1 more drivers and they have seats. And I think we kind of saw this coming.
2 more charters after this year coming up for sale next year too. So
where?
Colleague. They may not be going off this year, but I think it's
DVC. Yeah. I listened to DVC today, and I don't think that's going to happen.
They did have Chris Rice on. I haven't listened to that yet.
And with the way he was talking, Matt Kollick is an extremely wealthy guy, and he
Mhm.
is competitive, and he's got like over 70 investments. Chris Rice said in different businesses and also in sports and stuff. He's part of the Cleveland Guardians ownership group in some capacity, I believe. So I think he's locked in on this. Like they said, we're not.
They just
selling.
need to figure their shit out. They're in a slump right now.
They're in a year that I think is kind of like a gap year for them, sort of thing. Like
I think this could be a team that now, the rumors were Stuart Haas before. I think this is a team that can make a jump to Honda if Honda is to come into the sport.
If Honda does come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be the team that should do it and should look into it.
I'm kind of 50-50 on that because they're close ties with RCR. They're
But
right
Honda
there.
throws enough
RCR 's
money
running
at
like
you,
shit,
you can
too.
build your shit.
Yeah, and
Stuart
Chris
Haas
Rice
led
said
Hendrick.
Chris Rice said on DBC today that Rich Childress is not happy, and like he's not happy with how they're running as a team. So I don't know if that'll mean anything. Probably doesn't.
He's not happy with colleague, or he's not happy with
Not
his
happy
team?
with how they're running.
Hmm.
You know,
RCR or colleague?
RCR, and in
Oh,
turn
okay.
Colleague, because I think they have a pretty close relationship. Those two.
Well, yeah,
do.
the stop is literally right behind RCR.
Yeah, literally next door.
Yeah. So Briscoe to the 21 seems like the likely scenario. Noah Gregson, don't really know where he's going to end up yet.
Apparently,
But
there's a lot of teams looking at him.
That's what I'm saying.
I
I don't
haven't heard a
think he's going to
specific
have
one,
a problem.
But
RCR came up.
RCR,
and
I
maybe
can see.
they could be a player for that final
for-
SHR charter.
For third, yeah.
He could end up at 2311 even.
I think
That-
Corey
yeah.
Heim honestly has that 2311 seat.
Riley Herbst was floated as a possibility for 2311.
I mean, I don't know. I think Denny Hamlin really likes Corey Heim. He talks about him a lot on his podcast.
I think there's three names right now because I was surprised as you probably were. Bob mentioned Riley Herbst's monster backing could get him looks from either front row or from
I could see him connected to front row.
2311. Front
I
row
mean,
makes
he's
sense.
run part-time cars for front row.
Front row makes sense,
Yeah,
and
like
I think
Daytona.
would be the best thing for him.
Yeah.
I think if he puts himself in the 2311 car, he's gonna get trounced probably the first year there,
Mhm.
and it's not gonna help his career. You can have a bad rookie year in front row, and you'll have a chance to build upon that after.
Mhm.
But if you have a bad rookie year in a Toyota car compared to Tyler Reddick, compared to Bubba Wallace, compared to all the other Joe Gibbs cars, you're not going to put yourself in a great spot and not be highly sought after. I think front row is where he probably should end up. It's going to be a Tier 1 Ford team now, and you can develop with them. So 2311, I think the three guys for that seat would be probably Noah, Corey Heim, or Riley Herbst. And this is kind of incumbent upon Truex, I think.
Yeah.
If he retires,
Truex-
that opens up a lot.
If Truex retires, I think that ends up. I don't know if it's Nemechek or Heim there.
I don't know if
I think it's
either.
I think it would be. I read Chandler Smith or Eric Almirola. Bob said.
I don't know about Eric Almirola.
Eric's done.
Yeah.
I think that maybe if Joe Gibbs doesn't see the prospects panning out, they might do Eric for like a year or two.
I don't know. I'm putting Corey
That's
Heim
what
in
I'm
that
just
car
telling
first
you what
year,
I'm-
getting it over with. Get your
I'm
feet
just
wet.
telling you what Bob said. So I think he listed as the possibilities to replace Truex as Chandler Smith, Corey Heim, and Eric Almirola. I would say the most likely out of those is Corey Heim. The least likely,
I don't think you
is
waste a
Eric
year in
Almirola.
Xfinity.
Yeah, no. So I think if Truex retires, but the belief is right now that he might stay. So we'll see. I don't know about that whole one, but if Truex does retires, that open things up maybe to see Herbst at 2011. I think that'd be a really cool spot for Noah. I think he fits that team's vibe pretty well. I'd say 2011 is probably one of the cooler, more hip teams going right now. And I would say Noah is one of the cooler drivers that we've got in the sport currently, and he's got a decent fan base for himself already. So I feel like that could be a pretty cool thing there. Josh Berry, I don't know where he's going to go.
It's tough
I
because
think
he doesn't bring a lot of funding.
no.
I think he deserves a ride in the Cup Series.
He's
But it's
19th
just,
in
like,
points right
rare.
now. He's not doing too bad.
I feel like they're just starting to figure this out
To
together.
click.
It's a group.
Yeah. And you know, Cole Custer rumored to go to front row. I hate to say it, but I wouldn't hate to see Cole Custer kind of be left out on this whole thing of getting a Cup ride. Maybe he could go to like the 15 or something for Rick Ware with Haas backing, and that could be a spot for him. And you could see Barry, Gilliland, and Herbst at front row, or vice versa with Herbst and Custer. I think Custer will
Who's to
have.
say that maybe that front row don't put 3 new drivers in all 3 of the cars?
I think Gilliland.
Todd Gilliland's only had 2 years. He's had 2 years, and he's not lit it up. He's had decent runs.
And he was almost out of his ride last year.
But I haven't heard anything to the point of he's looking for a ride yet. I think that's going to be. I think he's going to stay. What could be interesting is maybe if Barry is the one that needs funding, do you think that Barry and Rodney go to the 34 with Love's backing?
Maybe.
You know, that could make sense because that 34 is sponsored by Love's. It seems like has been for almost 10 years
a
now.
Company sponsor.
Yeah, and that like they sponsored him with Chris Buescher, with Landon Castle, and with McDowell. So, and they do sponsor him in trucks also. Yeah, so I think that they're locked in, and I think that would make sense to me to maybe bring Barry over for that flagship ride with Rodney.
We see this happen. Do we think that Michael McDowell gets halfway through next season and it's like, oh shit, I fucked up?
Well, we'll see. Kevron here, I speculate Josh Berry to go to a team like Spire. He's bringing enough funding. I don't see that. Spire's got their 3 cars locked in.
Spire's, they got their 3 cars locked up already.
With McDowell, Hocevar, and fuckhead LaJoy.
LaJoy's got a multi-year contract, apparently. So
yeah, and Hocevar's not going anywhere. He shouldn't. He's been carrying the team this year.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Sal?
No, I was just saying that because I had seen his comment there, but Spire's full.
Yeah. So I think to me, Barry to the 34 would make the most sense.
Yeah.
You keep Gilliland in the 38. He hasn't done anything, in my opinion, to not deserve that right now. And then you maybe do the 36 with Herbst or Custer, whatever one. And then maybe the other one goes to Rick Ware.
I would give Herbst a shot over Custer. I know
but,
that
especially if he's bringing Monster.
Yeah. Riley will definitely bring more funding than Cole Custer will.
But Custer could be backed by Haas.
Mm-hmm.
But does Haas still want to sponsor?
Is Haas out of the sport? Was he done?
So
completely? We don't know.
What I'll pull up Bob's article because it kind of gives some good points here into some of what's going on with this this whole deal right now. Let's get the screen shared here. So all yada yada about this going on. They're done. Yeah. So Briscoe often mentioned the possibility to drive for Wood Brothers next year.
That was another thing we didn't talk about right there on the side. Because the fine wasn't out yet for that fight.
Dumb.
$75,000 fine for that.
Way too much. Shouldn't have been fined. NASCAR's going to promote it.
Yeah, shouldn't have been fined at all. But
this is Barry at 19th in the standings in his rookie year, surge over the last month. Who's under contract for SHR next year, but is obviously now looking for a ride. Doesn't have much personal sponsorship, but now I'll be talking heavily to sponsors and teams. Whether he remains in Cup is still to be determined, which I think sucks. If that's the case. Gregson's impressive runs, 21 in points, 19th if he didn't have the penalty, and support from Bass Pro could give him options at Cup, at front row, or other teams. I don't see him going to front row. I see more of the other team section here.
Unless Toyota wants Corey Haim in that 3rd car next year and Truex doesn't retire. Toyota will have the say. And they're going to go with Corey Haim over Noah Gregson.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, if you take front row and get a shot at Love's, Bass Pro, and Monster on all 3 of their cars, they're fucking taking it.
Yeah. I'd rather see Noah go to RCR or 2311, but that could be a good opportunity for him. Priest, there's not much to say here. I would bet it's either a low-level Cup team or an Xfinity team, right? Like, maybe Priest could go enjoy the Xfinity or Truck Series, but yeah, I don't know. Colleague could be looking for a driver next year, so that's another spot. I don't necessarily see it for him. Custer will be driving a car next year. Thanks, Bob. But still to be determined whether it's Xfinity or Cup. Also supplies across the other 4 teams could be siphoned off into a new team. That's interesting. Haas wants to continue involvement in NASCAR. Custer would be the natural driver for them to sponsor. Herbst, 7th in the Xfinity standings, has sponsorship from Monster Energy. That should give them options potentially on the Cup side. For our Motorsports in 2311, we'll be seeking drivers if they obtain charters and would need sponsorship as well for them, making them possible landing spots for Herbst. So that means basically they're saying that the 2 seats will be the 34 and presumably they'll use 36. Trackhouse is a logjam. Chastain, SVG, Zane Smith, and Suarez expected to sign an extension soon. There's a possibility that the new charter agreement could limit organizations to 3 charters. And if that happens, Trackhouse would have to form an alliance with another team, keep Van Gisbergen in Xfinity next year, or release one of its drivers.
I think SVG
you should sign
SVG in the Cup
SVG
car.
and find somewhere for fucking Zane Smith to go.
Zane Smith. Yeah.
LMC, RFK, JTG, all considered expansion, but are not expected to be in play for any of the
The
SHR
JTG
charters.
one surprises me here. And
they're-
Legacy wouldn't make sense if they're only doing the 3-car thing. Well,
Yeah,
actually, no, they do
struggling.
only have 2 charters. That's right. No mind.
Yeah.
But
They're
And
also
Dale-
still struggling.
And JTG is in ownership flux right now. They're kind of in a transition.
Legacy
period, so I don't see
is
them
still
going.
struggling too. It's just, I don't know. To me, Legacy and JTG definitely don't make sense here.
Yeah. And then Dale Earnhardt Jr. confirmed to Fox Sports last week that Junior Motorsports is not a part of those conversations. Could that change? Yes, but
Man, I think Dale's fucking up here. Like,
this is
feel
This
like
is a good opportunity to
last
buy
I
chance.
feel like
Yeah.
he lost his chance a couple years ago
keeps getting
when they were
opportunities.
cheap.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like this is his last opportunity.
Yeah.
I think this is absolutely his last opportunity. And if he doesn't get in now, he never will.
I think if he was to walk up to Tony like tonight, be like, "Hey, I want to buy 2 of those charters or 3 of those charters," and if there's not like a signed contract saying that Tony has to sell it to them that's already accounted for, I think Tony would, in a heartbeat, sell them off to him and the shop too, for that fucking matter. So,
Yeah.
if he does not take advantage of it, at least one charter,
is
maybe the extra, he's not getting in Cup at all. Not as a primary owner or a majority owner, I should say.
How much does each charter cost from SHR? Probably between 25 and 30 million.
They're going
That's
pretty
the
low
right now.
because now we've got so many available at one time. So,
But I would say now with 3 of them kind of confirmed of like, landing spots, I think the 4th one's gonna go up a little bit.
still go pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna go
be
like
more for that
50
one.
million like the fucking.
I say we put our funds together and make a bid at one of them.
I got $50.
My funds post Charlotte are hurting right now.
Yeah, not
So I think we can muster up.
I came back with a
Probably-
pretty good wad of cash. Every time I turned around, people were handing me wads of cash, backseat of a car, and shit. So I'm like, okay.
You had a different
I
trip.
had some of it in the damn Airbnb. I was afraid to carry it.
You definitely had a different trip than I did. I was just shedding gas the whole time. Anyway, that's basically the SHR news. Anything we didn't cover? We did do picks.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about the rain delay that much. We just kind of talked about our experience at the track. We didn't really.
The rain
The rain
delay.
delay was just, I mean, I will say this. We had good seats except for the fucking lights. I finally kind
But
of.
the lights come on. I didn't think about it. I didn't think
About the
about
bugs, yeah.
us.
I
being
did,
like,
and I was
those
just
bugs
kind of
were
hoping it
fast.
wouldn't be bad. But yeah, everyone
I
got
think
up
those
and
seats
got in the
could be
dark
good.
a little bit.
I feel like if we like stay in that deck, that upper deck, but like down towards the bottom of the deck, I think it would still
Yeah.
be fine. Because
Just
also
needed
those
that
climb up those stairs were
Yeah, that was steep as shit.
I like
those were
I
some
hate for anybody to
steep
fall backwards.
ass stairs, dude. Holy shit.
I had a boot bag on, so if I did fall, I had some kind of protection from the head. But
You all like
yeah, it was pretty
hauled
damn
ass
steep.
downstairs after they called it. I took my fucking time. I was not going to get embarrassed in front of everyone.
Well, look all the shit people were spilling their food that was wet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
nachos
there
and
was
shit.
like
There were
waffle
wet
fries
nachos,
that were
yeah.
smushed and wet. I was like, where the fuck? I didn't even know they sold waffle fries. I haven't seen a single goddamn place here with goddamn waffle fries. Where the fuck do you get these from?
We set up so high, we only had one concession. It wasn't even that good one. They had hot dogs and nachos. That's all they sold.
and popcorn. Yeah.
I had to go catch the elevator and go down the floor and go get pizza.
Tegan wins with Tyler Reddick. Second place was Sally with Chase Elliott. Hey, good job. Shout out Chase.
Can we put an asterisk on Jimmy Johnson's finish? He finished, but it wasn't a full race.
Good point.
He didn't get a chance to spin out.
Yeah.
Did you hear the guys next to us? When they
What?
introduced
No.
Jimmy during the introductions, he's like, "Yeah, Jimmy, which wall are you going to hit today?"
Those guys next to us, they were pretty funny. They had some funny quips in that race.
The dude shooting that was a couple rows farther down, shooting the birds at Chase when he passed Truex.
Chase when he passed Truex. Yeah.
I seen that one.
They were making fun of him. Those same guys that Tegan was talking about, they were up making fun of
Yeah.
him.
The
Because
one next to me?
I think that they were, yeah. No, not next to you.
Yeah.
I think they were next to me and
Now,
Miranda.
the
on
dude
the right
literally
side.
sitting right next to me on the other side of the pole.
Oh,
Him and
okay.
his buddy was the ones that were talking about Johnson. Like, which wall are you going to hit today, Jimmy? I just shook my head and laughed. I'm like,
We had a
He's
pretty
cooking.
good pop for BJ whenever he was announced.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. We went kind of crazy for BJ. Picking first this week, I believe is Kev Ryan with Ryan Blaney. Yeah, it is. Kev Ryan, put your pick in the chat. Ryan's bowling. Chris Busher, got it.
Can I just say, I am so sick of Ryan Blaney's goddamn picker. I am so fucking
that was a loose tire,
sick
I'm
of it.
assuming, right? That did.
It was a loose wheel, but it
didn't
didn't
fall
come
off.
off. It got stuck in the wheel well, is what it seemed like. And
Somebody said that the hub was on the apron in one of the turns. Like the hub come off, but the wheel didn't.
Well, so you're next to Jimmy Johnson. You and I are struggling. We are the only people not in double digits right now.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, if you look at my picks, too, I had 2 really bad weeks with Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson that I did not get points.
Yeah.
And then the rest of my picks are literally all throwaways, aside from, like, Tyler Reddick.
I would be sitting with 11
Um,
points right now if Tyler Reddick wasn't crazy at Darlington. So,
Let's see. We're going to Gateway. When's Iowa? When is that coming up? Is that after Gateway?
down here, right here. So it's 2 races away. Sonoma
Okay.
than Iowa.
Yeah, so we got Sonoma. I have a pick that I want to save for Iowa.
Okay.
So I guess Gateway. Damn, it's tough. Like, this guy could give me points, but it could also be a throwaway. It's kind of tough because this team's been running like shit, and I don't know. I'm thinking just Kyle Busch, I guess.
Kyle Busch. Okay.
Yeah. It's tough to think as
Last
Kyle
year's
Busch as a
winner.
throwaway, but I mean, this team's been running like shit, so it's
Well, he
tough.
did win last year, so it's not a terrible throwaway. JB is next up. He picked Justin Haley. Haley ran well, I'd say. Let's see who he's picking. Chase Briscoe he's going to pick. I'm next. I'm picking Ryan Blaney. I'm just going to keep swinging until something happens. I've swung about all these weeks lately, and I haven't scored anything. So we're going to keep trying.
Yeah, Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, Chris Busher, Truex, Larson. Larson, who did not even race.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Not a great little stretch for me here. But I get to use Larson, I think, again. I would technically count that as
so.
Justin
Yeah.
Allgaier. Which almost he was one position away from scoring 1 point for me, which is unfortunate. Bradley's going to pick Justin Haley. Sally, you're next. Who do you want?
Give me Brad Keselowski.
Sound like you're going to say William Byron at first. Tegan, the point leader currently. What do you got?
Go to my picks.
You can see him here. Kyle Busch, Cascarella, William Byron, Josh Berry, Keselowski, Kobayashi, Gibbs, Priest, Dylan Alfredo, Hemrick, Larson, Haley, Berry, Reddick.
Jerry Berry?
Jerry Berry. Yeah, that was a funny.
That was such jelly belly. I think I'm gonna have to throw away. I'm go with Ron Priest. He's looking for a job.
He is looking for a job. He's been calling teams all week.
Go work at United Rentals.
Yeah, because that's how it works.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it was a good episode. We chatted about our trip. It went long. It was a lot of fun. K1 sponsor us, please. We're all wearing your free merch right now.
Fix your fucking carts.
Hey.
That's not how you land sponsors.
And get rid of the non.
Or let me run the 9. Please. Anyway. That'll be it. Had a fun trip, but now we're back in our humble abodes and we get to talk to each other over voice chat and get mad at each other in league races now. So, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. A lot of fun, and we'll be back next week after Gateway. Hopefully it doesn't get rain delayed. Looks like there could be some weather. There's a slight chance for that.
I saw Osevar posted that there's going to be some humidity in the area, so might as well go ahead and call it now.
Yeah, just fucking throw it away. Track's fucked. See you later, everybody.